Published in 1924, Forster's A Passage to India is considered one of the greatest literary works of the 20th century. The novel examines the British colonial rule in India and the tensions between colonizers and the colonized. It is a story of friendship, misunderstanding, and the immense gap between two different cultures under imperialism. Forster wrote the novel after two visits to India, one in 1912 and the other in 1921, and his personal experiences shaped his perceptions of the subcontinent and colonial relations. The novel is not only a critique of the British Empire, but also an exploration of broader human conditions, alienation, communication, and the spiritual quest for connection. Plot overview. The novel is divided into three parts: mosque, caves, and temple, each symbolizing different aspects of India: Islamic, natural/chaotic, and Hindu/mystic respectively. Mosque. The story begins in the fictional city of Chandrapore, where two English women, Mrs. Moore and her future daughter-in-law Adela Quested, arrive in India. Adela is engaged to Mrs. Moore's son, Ronnie Heaslop, who serves as the city magistrate. Both women are eager to see the real India and move beyond the colonial clubs and racial barriers. Mrs. Moore meets Dr. Aziz, a young Muslim Indian physician, in a mosque, and the two form an immediate bond based on mutual respect. This initial connection appears to defy the colonial boundaries. Aziz introduces the women to his circle, and a tea party is arranged by Cyril Fielding, the British principal of Government College, to promote friendship between English and Indians. However, subtle tensions surface, and cultural misunderstandings begin to unravel fragile bond days. In the novel's central section, Aziz invites the English visitors on an expedition to the Marabar Caves, mysterious rock formations that symbolize the unknown, the uncanny, and the spiritual void. What happens in the caves is left ambiguous. Adela, while inside one of the caves, experiences a mental breakdown and falsely accuses Aziz of attempting to assault her. Aziz is arrested, and the accusation sparks a fierce legal and racial conflict. The British community closes ranks to support Adela, while the Indian community rallies behind Aziz. The incident becomes a microcosm of British-Indian tensions, where personal relationships are overridden by imperial ideologies. Temple. In the final section, set in the Hindu city of Mao, time has passed, and Fielding is married. Mrs. Moore has died on her way back to India. Aziz has relocated to Mao and become more nationalistic and ambivalent. The mysticism and rituals of Hinduism dominate this section, culminating in the festival of Krishna's birth, which symbolizes love, chaos, and universal reconciliation. Aziz and Fielding reunite, but their friendship is strained. In a poignant moment, they ride together into the jungle, and despite their affection, they accept that true friendship is impossible under British rule. The novel ends with nature itself seeming to declare that the time for unity has not yet arrived. Major characters: Dr. Aziz. Aziz is a passionate, somewhat impulsive young Muslim doctor. His character represents the educated Indian middle class, eager for respect and dignity, but often frustrated by the condescending attitude of the British. His unjust accusation and trial are pivotal events that expose the flaws of colonial justice. Moore, an elderly Englishwoman who represents moral clarity and spiritual sensitivity. Her encounter with Aziz in the mosque symbolizes the possibility of true cross-cultural connection. However, after her experience in the Marabar Caves, she becomes disillusioned, withdrawing emotionally and physically, and dies during her voyage home. Adela Quested. Adela is an inquisitive but emotionally immature English woman. Her desire to understand India clashes with her inability to process its complexities. Her psychological breakdown in the caves reflects her inner conflict and the broader cultural dissonance. Her later retraction of the accusation against Aziz is an act of personal courage. Cyril Fielding. A liberal British educator, Fielding believes in fairness, reason, and friendship with Indians. He stands by Aziz during the trial and loses the favor of his British peers. Despite his genuine efforts, Fielding ultimately fails to bridge the colonial divide, highlighting the limits of individual action in a deeply divided society. Ronnie Peace. The embodiment of colonial arrogance. Ronnie is a well-meaning but rigid administrator who becomes more authoritarian as the novel progresses. His relationship with Adela deteriorates as she becomes disillusioned with British India.